amidst the Israel-Hamas war. Now, according to reports from local Lebanese media outlets, the Israel Defense Forces conducted airstrikes in the Baalbek region of northeastern Lebanon early on Sunday. These strikes were in response to multiple missile, rocket and drone attacks by Hezbollah on northern Israel throughout the weekend. Baalbek, historically known as a Hezbollah stronghold, is approximately 100 kilometers away from Israeli borders. It would be the fourth time amid Israel's war with Hamas that it is striking Hezbollah positions in the Baalbek area. So, of course, latest developments coming in at this point of time amidst the Israel-Hamas war. We're learning at this point of time that according to reports from the Lebanese media outlets, the Israeli Defense Forces conducted airstrikes in the Baalbek region of northern eastern Lebanon early on Sunday. In fact, to give us more details on this, my colleague Brian Thomas is back with us on the broadcast. Brian, what details can you share with our viewers as far as these latest attacks are concerned?
Well, Asafri, the Israel Defense Force, the IDF, has conducted airstrikes in Baalbek region of northeastern Lebanon in the early hours of Sunday, citing local Lebanese, as reported by our sources from local Lebanese outlets. And these strikes were in response to multiple missile, rockets and even drone attacks launched by the Hezbollah on northern Israel over the weekend. And even Baalbek, which is historically identified as a stronghold of Hezbollah, Asafri, lies nearly 100 kilometers from the very Israeli border. And this marks the fourth instance, Asafri, during the conflict where Israel has targeted Hezbollah positions in the Baalbek area. And earlier in this week also, to give more perspective to the viewers, the Israeli military conducted a targeted operation within specific areas of Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital, citing intelligence suggesting the presence of senior Hamas operatives using the facility to coordinate attacks against Israel. And in a statement also from the IDF spokesperson, they emphasized that such operations are based on concrete intelligence that require immediate action, with the primary objective being to combat Hamas militants while minimizing harms to civilians. Even Benjamin Netanyahu also reiterated Israel's intention to proceed with a ground operation in Rafah, despite global concerns, and he even communicated his stance to U.S. President Joe Biden. However, President Biden, during a phone call with Netanyahu, indicated that the U.S. is reluctant to support a major Israeli ground offensive in Rafah, which is situated along the Egyptian border in Gaza's southernmost area. And even U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan also expressed concerns about the potential consequences of a large-scale ground operation, emphasizing that it could result in increased civilian casualties, exacerbate the humanitarian crisis, and even worsen instability in Gaza, even further isolate Israel internationally. Yes, Asafri.
Right, absolutely, Brian. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, still with us on the broadcast is Group Captain UK Devnath, defense expert. So thank you so much for staying on with us. Now, Israel has conducted an air raid in Baalbek, which is Hezbollah's stronghold in Lebanon. With these attacks that are taking place, does it mean that this conflict will continue to simmer for a long time?
In northern part of Lebanon, Netanyahu is trying to convey a message that he will not come under any kind of pressure from anyone, including pressure from Joe Biden or Antony Blinken, and he will continue his offensive against all the groups who are carrying out war against Israel, including Hamas in Gaza and Hamas in Rafah. Now, this has to be seen from tactical point of view, since I was in Air Force. What happens that Israel there is a place called Golan Heights, which Israel had snatched from in northern part of Israel. Golan Heights, Israel had snatched from Lebanon and Syria in 1967. And on Golan Heights, Israel has positioned certain radars. These radars are called fire locating radar. So as soon as Hezbollah terrorists fire any weapons, rocket or missile from Lebanon territory into Israel, these fire locating radars who are positioned on top of Golan Heights, they pinpoint the launching site of, they calculate back. These are super computer powered radars. They track back the launching site of the Hezbollah rocket site. And immediately Israel Air Force, either through a drone, UAV, or through a fighter aircraft, carries out a strike against these targets. What is very, very important is this pink line. That is the border between Lebanon and North Israel is being breached by Israeli Air Force more often now since the attack by Hamas on Israel on 8th October last year. Sometimes the Israeli Air Force has carried out attacks all the way up to Bekaa Valley, all the way up to Beirut, and now northern Lebanon. The Lebanese government is very weak government. They do not have the wherewithal to control these Hezbollah terrorists. In fact, Hezbollah terrorists, sometimes they threaten the Lebanese government that they will topple them. So it is a very, very delicate situation for government of Lebanon, who are unable to control the Hezbollah terrorists, or Lebanese government has tried diplomatic maneuvers with Iran so that Iran pulls back these Hezbollah terrorists from Lebanese territory and pulls them back into Syria, that is southern part of Syria. But Iran has, because of various tactical and strategic reasons, Iran has refused to pull back these Hezbollah terrorists out of Lebanon. So it is a very delicate and fragile situation right now. Yes.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.